Today, I want to talk about the importance of getting to know ourselves and befriending ourselves in an entrepreneurial context. Now, this is the time of year, or maybe you're in a space where you are in a time in your journey where you are reflecting back on the year gone by or project gone by, and you are planning the next. This may be a very uncomfortable process because it may invoke a range of different emotions inside of you. You may potentially be feeling somewhat disappointed at how the last project year went. You may feel like nothing's working or even despondent. Inside of all of that, you may feel somewhat excited, or maybe none of this is you and you feel completely excited about the next project or the year that lies before you. Regardless of where you are, this is a really important part of any process which all of us need to undertake, I would say, as regularly as possible. Reflection and debrief and learning is such a key part of the entrepreneurial process. And to keep yourself from becoming despondent, to ensure that you stay energized to make good decisions, and ultimately to build your path through your journey. So, where do you start to get to know yourself? And what does this debrief mean? Now, allow me to take a bit of a step back and say that from an early age, I consider myself blessed that I was encouraged and exposed to really getting to know myself in a deeper sense. I experimented quite early on with profiling tools and had completed almost every open source free test there was. And I've even been lucky enough to go through a process where a skilled, trained facilitator took me through my results. And interestingly, when I started exploring this part, I never realized that it's such a valuable tool in order for me to see where I am, why I perceive certain things or experience certain things the way I do, and why I react the way I do. Simply put, why I am showing up the way I'm showing up right now. And never really realized that this is going to change as things change around me. And therefore that it's really important not to do this once and shelve it, but actually to do this and to repeat it on regular intervals. I dare to say almost as part of a sort of a debrief, but I'll get there. In my process of going through this, I really discovered a part of myself that I must tell you, I became extremely proud of. I didn't get bogged down with the things I couldn't do well. In fact, it made me feel so empowered to understand myself and my natural strengths and talents and how I could really use that, and which ones of the weaknesses or the weak points, the growth points, I would tackle first in order to grow them and to really allow myself to mature into the person I was destined to become. So for me, this was a really positive, insightful experience that left me feeling empowered, feeling that I really knew what to do next. It gave me a sense of direction. It served as a compass in my professional, personal development journey. And remember, in order to become the leader and the entrepreneur you were destined to become, this is so important. It's important for us to ensure that we are actually in the place where we should be at the time we should be there, and for us to really embrace all the things that make us uniquely us, so that we can see who complements us as we want to grow our businesses. What type of person needs to be my business partner or an executive member of my team? Who do we have as personalities in the team so that we can add skills and insights we don't currently have? And that's a really powerful process. So from a personal learning, continuous development perspective, this is a really, really important component. In addition, I always say that if we are wanting to bake a beautiful chocolate cake with all the trimmings attached to it, we cannot put the ingredients of whole grain bread into the mix, hoping that our result is going to be this beautiful chocolate cake with all the trimmings on it. If we are not having the desired personal or business result we are aiming to achieve, we need to go back and see, am I the problem? What is my perspective? How am I showing up? And this is part of that professional, personal development I was referring to earlier. And then as a step 2, to see how can I improve what I've previously done. Let me maybe do some research. Let me speak to some peers or to my mentor and see if there's any way in which I can do this better, or I can improve this product or this experience. And to continuously weigh up what worked, what didn't work, why, what do we do next? And really embracing that process, continuous feedback loop, and surrounding yourself with people that allow you to appreciate who you are, how you are showing up, so that you can add people to the team that can give you those very necessary different perspectives. The more poised you are to showing up in the right way and ultimately to succeed.